much to everyone who's been tuning in to these races, commenting, getting involved, helping share it, promote it. It's been an awesome experience so far to see, and great to see so many drivers getting stuck in, both new and old.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another evening of full-on racing action. Racing, that's a new word right there. Good way to start the broadcast. I gotta tell you, we're excited to be back for the third round of the championship. Here we are in Suzuka, and of course, we got our expert Japanese British commentator alongside us, an expert in all things Oriental. It is Mackenzie Taylor. Good evening.
I thought you was meant to be the Oriental expert, Juan. So I don't know. Something must have booked the wrong person for tonight. I'm not sure what's happened there.
No, brother.
But hello. Good evening. Welcome back to another InGearMotorsport live stream, everyone. Really excited to be back racing tonight. Suzuka has traditionally thrown up some brilliant races for us, so looking forward to seeing if somebody can finally challenge Robert Bjorkman tonight. Kozlowski's back. He was the closest person last time, and he's also running second in our championship. So, yeah, I think we've got some of the sort of big names in here to have some good racing tonight. But I quite like Suzuka. How about you?
Yeah, man, I think it's a very challenging track. The car doesn't matter as much as the skill you have as a driver, especially on the long run. We're not talking a 20-minute sprint. We're talking about a full hour of racing. Of course, pit stops are going to get also in the way for drivers to experience and to experiment throughout the race. But I think it's a pretty technical track, and I think we're going to have more than one surprise. Hopefully, somebody will be able to challenge Bjorkman, because he has been on the roll, man. Every time he has stepped foot on the track, he has conquered them all with ease. And Mackenzie, I have good news for you. Qualifying is about to start. Would you like to say some words to the lovely viewers we have both on Twitch and YouTube as well? Damn, double duty.
Yes, I'm going to say, just to my side, I have the screen with all the chat, so I'm doing my best to keep an eye on that, and Juan does as well. So please, if you're tuning in, watching, we do keep an eye on the chat. We would love to hear from you and see your comments. I see Bart is already giving you some shit here. Look, he's saying you're pretending to have a nice living room. Actually, that's a last-minute change, because Juan had a different background just before we started, so that's just for you, Bart, that is.
Come on, man. I travel from Manhattan to Los Angeles. Don't you like my new living room? Oh, sorry, I need to fix my glasses. I need to fix my glasses damn well. Well, that's lovely. And Mackenzie, time for waiting is no more. You can hear it. Brum, 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 and go the cars, because qualifying is on its way. Let's jump right into the track, right with the protagonists of this race. Here you have Otto von Manicus himself. We're not going to look at him. He doesn't deserve to be looked at. Let's go with somebody that does deserve to be looked at. That is Mr. Kirk Heath. Let me tell you, we might be only 12 drivers, but the track is going to be crowded, and something we haven't talked about, Mackenzie, being such a technical track and so hard on the driver's focus, I think we're going to see a pretty challenged fight for the podium.
Yeah, that's it. It's easy to make mistakes here. You've got corners like the Degners, which the car's just exiting at the moment, going under the bridge, and you know, you take a bit too much curb, you get pushed out onto the gravel. In fact, I think I just saw a car on a different screen going off onto the gravel as we were saying that. Is that Van Manikes in the background, or is that Bjorkman? Maybe just pulling over. But either way, you just saw him in the back of shot there. So yeah, lots of challenges here. But it's a very popular track. A lot of drivers love it because of that, and it's got really fast flowing corners, which is fantastic when you're driving cars with lots of downforce like these GT3 cars. But the other thing is, if you get one corner wrong, you get punished for it often for the next 2 or 3 corners, particularly that famous S's section. You go too deep into the first part of it, and you're just getting further and further offline as you go through. So you've got to really be, you know, super on it and accurate with your positioning of the car as you come into these corners here at Suzuka.
Well, what else can I say? I definitely agree with all that you've mentioned, and as I said, we really need to keep an eye on these drivers' focus because everything is on the line. And Mackenzie, I know you're excited for this one. Let's go with the British boy, with the mighty Bukan, because I know you want to take us around through the lovely land that is Japan.
Well, here we go then, starting a 3.6 mile lap coming into the first corner, which is just aptly named the first corner at Suzuka. Didn't get very creative here, but it's a tricky one off the bat because it just tightens up on you, gets tighter and tighter, but then we go straight into that really famous S's. This is what I was talking about. If you look, you're trying to stay on that darker part of the tarmac, that rubbered line. And if you go too deep in one bit or take a bit too much curb and it throws the car offline, you're really screwed out of a lot of lap time. But the mighty Bushan then is 1/10, nearly 2 tenths up so far as we're approaching the end of the first sector, coming up to the first of the 2 Degners. Notice you can't see the apex for the right-hander until the last second. We're going round to the left, bang, on the brakes, chuck it in, hope that it makes it and you don't go too wide and invalidate your lap. So far, so good. Then we jump under the bridge. And we do invalidate the lap this time with the mighty Bushan. Now we could hop across straight to Kirk Heath if we want to continue the lap. There we are, a little bit of hot footing with the camera work as we go into the hairpin. Famously nicknamed the Kobayashi hairpin because back in, God, I think it must have been the late 2000s, before like 2009, 10, something like that. Kamui Kobayashi made a lot of overtakes there in the Formula 1 race that year. So a bit of a sort of nickname for that corner. Then we go up to yet another famous corner, Spoon Curve. A real punisher for the front right tyre. You let the car run out as much as you dare, but you've got to get it back in and get the power down because we've got a really long run down this back straight now. And again, look at that. That is nothing left on the table in terms of runoff for Heath there. Half a second up on his previous best, but that was just his outlap. So we kind of ignore that delta for the time being. And then the most famous corner of all, 130R. And actually comes from the fact it had a 130-degree radius when it was first created, but it's not actually that now. It's a little bit sharper to make it harder as cars have got better at sticking to the road. Really tight and twisty for the chicane. There's a bit of a bump here just before you go around this right-hand corner. It can unsettle the car if you're not careful. Get it in tight, shorten the corner, get a little bit of aerodynamic benefit from the wall, and then we cross the line for a 2 minutes 7, which he'll be hoping to improve on next time round.
That is an incredible track guide, Mackenzie. Lovely inside from you. I told you, you're the specialist of the Oriental when it comes to racing.
That just sounds wrong.
What do you mean it sounds wrong? I'm giving you a compliment right now. Hey, I'm not going into... well, I cannot say that on stream, but we're going to forget about that.
I think that's where you need to get Benny in, the sort of one you're thinking.
Oh yeah, well let's. Why don't we get a word with our race director, one of the best gentlemen you will ever find in the world, if you're of course alone in the world itself. That'll be Ben Malboro, Ben Miko. Do we have him here with us, Ben?
Yes, hello Juan. Thank you so much for the good introduction there.
You're very welcome. What can you tell us about the track? How do you think the race is going to go, and do you think you're going to have a lot of work to do?
I think it will be. I don't think there'll be many incidents at all like last time. I think you've got a good bunch of drivers here, so I think it'll be fine. I'm going to say Bjorkman for pole again, P1, or he's going to finish P1 definitely.
Oh,
yeah,
no predictable.
There you go.
Wow, 10 thousandths of a second from Kirk Heath. That is way closer than we'd expected. So that's pretty nice. Damn. I gotta tell you, Ben and Miko.
before Ben goes, we always like to find out what Ben's had for dinner. So let's do it now, shall we?
Oh no, don't. Oh.
Ben?
I had a CCJ sandwich, which is a chicken, cheese, and jalapeno, or jalapenos if you like to.
Jalapeno.
Especially
Fuck.
Kwan's gonna love that.
Oh, I'm absolutely baffled.
Or should I say Juan?
You son of a.
Juan likes jalapenos.
Oh, jalapenos and habaneros. I love the both of those. And of course, the chicken shit, I love even more. Thank you very much, Rainy, and I hope you enjoyed your dinner. That's for sure. We'll keep an eye on you. Don't you worry, son.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. County Court Judgment Sandwich. What is that? Bread, no butter? Hey, butter is the worst thing in the world. Why are you putting that in your mouth?
Butter is not the worst.
I cannot eat it, man. I cannot eat any of those things. I'm what was it called? Intolerant? Allergic?
Oh goodness me.
I was gonna
Well,
say a word, but I can't.
we're not here for cooking show, I guess, or intolerancies and food, but we always do like to know a little bit about what Ben Marlborough's had. We're looking at Robert Bjorkman on the screen at the moment then, provisional pole sitter, coming in to round off another lap. And guess what, folks? He is 2 tenths up and about to be 3 tenths up as he's rounding off his lap at the moment. So likely to go even quicker.
The usual with this man. Hey, I'm sure Bjorkman doesn't like butter, but he has a lot of milk. Well, that's
I don't know what that means, but we'll take it.
And well, thank God you don't know nowadays. Even more than before, Mackenzie. Now, with the dynamic range of the tires, people really need to take it carefully because one spin and those tires ain't coming back.
Yeah, the tyre management, particularly since the update, is really critical. They can overheat, like you say, and then they don't come back. Or you need to do some slower laps to let the tyres come back to you. So you can often pay for your mistake 2, 3 or 4 times if you let the car really slide too much. So it's important to be consistent and not make too many mistakes. And a lot of people spend so much time hunting for that extra tenth of a second a lap, trying to go faster and faster, but they don't spend much time doing longer runs, minimising mistakes. And that's where drivers like Bjorkman excel, because yes, he's really fast, but he's really fast lap in, lap out. And we have seen mistakes from him, but it is pretty rare overall.
Well, I gotta say, once the reds turn green, everything we have said for the last few minutes will be either confirmed or denied. Bjorkman is going to start surely as the favorite, and for the love of Christ Almighty, he is about to make an incredible lap. 59.942. Robert Bjorkman, ladies and gentlemen, you can go into the Bjork app, $5 subscription if you want to get your driving even faster. My lord, Bjorkman with a lap that definitely is going to be super challenging for everybody else to even close into. Kirk Keith is definitely going to give it a shot, but that was not a good hairpin. As you said, of course, the Kobayashi hairpin, man, the Kobayashi back in the day gave us some great races. And talking about Japanese drivers, Takuma Sato, he couldn't do a lot of Formula 1, but of course, IndyCar, he is the man, Kirk Keith, going for a little bit of a drift, and unfortunately, all-time gain has been lost. Robert Bjorkman is going to sit again at the top of the leaderboard.
So before we do cut away, I saw Mr. Cooper is back in the chat. He might have gone away again now, but of course, talking about the CCJ earlier on. When are you going to come and join us again, Ryan? When are you going to come and race? And hello, everyone else in chat. Give us a hello if you're watching. Let us know what drivers you're supporting.
Well, we're going to say, Mackenzie, with this, we're going to move into race time. Of course, before that, we're going to show you what InGearMotorsport is all about. And then time to rock and roll. So we see Kirk Keith, of course, doing his favorite thing, crashing into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with race number 1. my friends, there you have it. It's coming up. Let's go into race mode. And of course, before that, ladies and gentlemen, strap on because we're going to go for a grid walk. It's going to take the victory. Oh my God. Oh my God, Brinson! Jesus Christ! Here we go. Time for the grid walk. And of course, Luke is going to be leading the pack. It's going to be Robert Bjorkman from Kirkheath on the first line. On the second one is going to be Manicus Buchan. Third one for Baxa and Kaskalski. Fourth one for Birch and Lowe. The top 10 is going to be ended by Lathuras and Wood. And to finish things off, Blakely and Rusimov, of course, with the explosiveness. Let's go quickly into a trip. Here at Suzuka, here you have the incredible first two corners. Talking about amazing overtakes, I remember side of it, of course, 130R. You talk about incredible moves. Well, doesn't get any better than Fernando Alonso and Michael Schumacher. And of course, the Delta Triangle. We remember the classics, Senna, Prost, in incredible close action. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have finished the lap here at Suzuka. So let's catch up with the boys who are now on their way to get this race going. Here you have them all. Mackenzie, 10 out of 10 on that one comment.
Yeah, the Juan cams are getting better and better each time. I remember the first time we tried all that time ago at Watkins Glen, and it was a bit. It might have been Indy actually. I think it was Indy. We were trying to look at the pit lane, and yeah, it's definitely come a long way. Your flying skills are looking good.
Amen. Finally, do something that is appreciated by the InGearMotorsport crew.
We might be getting some issues with the stream dropping, so it'd be good to know if people can see us, well not see us, hear us, and if it's looking okay your end, Juan.
Yeah, everything is looking good on my end. I don't have any issues whatsoever. Everything is looking good.
Getting a little bit of buffering, I think, but if anyone is there on Twitch, let us know. Let us know if it's working. We'll keep, well, both really. We'll keep an eye on both comments.
Let's see if we can do something to fix that. In the meanwhile, Bjorkman with a penalty as well. That's Koskowski.
Yeah, that's their time penalties, which helps limit the benefit that they get from being faster, I guess. So yeah, rather than doing success ballast, which we've done in the past, the leading drivers from the previous race get a time